Okay, let's dive into one of the most famous lines ever written. But what if the real secret to its meaning isn't in the big, powerful words we all know? What if it's been hiding in plain sight, in tiny little grammatical details we've just skipped over for centuries?
Right, Genesis 1:1. You probably heard it a million times. It's the starting line for the entire biblical creation story. But what if we've all been reading it wrong, like completely missing the point?
So here's the fascinating idea. The true meaning, the real code, isn't in the big-ticket words like God or created. Nope, the argument is that it's hidden in these tiny, almost invisible grammatical bits that often don't even get translated. That's where the secret's at.
Okay, before we get into all that, let's just quickly touch on the story we all know. You know, the standard interpretation. This is the version that probably pops into your head whenever you hear this verse. So, the conventional view is pretty straightforward, right? God creates the physical universe, we get stars, planets, the earth, the whole shebang. It's seen as this massive, external event that starts from basically nothing and unfolds over 7 days. But here's the kicker. The original Hebrew grammar, it doesn't quite fit that picture. It actually throws a real wrench in the works.
All right, now let's pivot to a completely different paradigm. Get ready for this, because it flips the whole idea on its head. This interpretation takes creation out of the cosmos and puts it right inside our own minds.
Yeah, so according to this analysis, we need to forget about the Big Bang. Forget about planets forming in some distant galaxy. This isn't a story about something that happened out there billions of years ago.
Instead, picture this. It's like a software program, an operating system, this heaven and earth that comes pre-installed in your mind when you're born. It's a foundation that's been part of you from the very beginning.
And this is where that grammar puzzle I mentioned really comes into play. You see, the Hebrew verb used for created actually implies a completed action, a done deal. So how can something at the beginning be described as already finished? It's a paradox, right? Well, that pre-installed software idea, it solves it perfectly. The program was fully installed from the moment of creation.
So how do we get to this interpretation? Well, the whole thing hinges on two tiny little Hebrew words that are almost always overlooked. We're talking about he and et.
And then this is where it gets really cool. Normally in grammar, these words are just functional. He is just the. It is an object marker that often doesn't even get translated into English. But in this view, they're the whole key. He isn't just the heavens, it's pointing to that specific heaven, the program inside you. And it, made of Aleph and Tav, the first and last letters of the Hebrew alphabet, it represents the entire journey of life, from A to Z, so to speak.
So what does that mean? It means the verse isn't about creating a physical place at all. It's about installing a journey, that's E-N-T, into a specific place, your mind. The place is internal, and the time, well, the time is the journey itself. Okay, so if we're all born with this pre-installed operating system for a spiritual journey, where's it supposed to take us? What's the final destination? What's the point of it all?
Well, this view frames our entire life as a kind of spiritual metamorphosis. Think of it like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. We start with that initial program, which is seen as kind of incomplete, maybe even a counterfeit self. Then we go on this journey of transformation. The end goal isn't to wait around for some new heaven and earth to show up, it's to become that new heaven and new earth, right here inside ourselves.
And that just leaves us with this one pretty mind-blowing thought, doesn't it? By going back and looking at the absolute smallest, most overlooked details of a text we thought we knew, we can unlock a meaning that changes everything. It turns a huge, distant story about the cosmos into something incredibly personal and something that's happening right now inside each of us.